Hello and welcome to Pink Monarch Prints. My name is Bobby and I'm a guest designer here from Precious Memory Boxes Junk Journaling. And today I want to share with you a fun little folio pocket here. And I am using the kits, the vintage stamped green cards and the green add-on kit and a couple of the neutral butterflies, but they're definitely you have enough pieces and just the green card, the vintage stamped green cards, and your green add-on kit. So any leftovers you have from other kits you've used, I'm sure they'll go along with this wonderfully. So let me give you a quick little flip through of this one that I've made, and then we will create one. So on the front, I have two little pockets here. And I used a piece of green ledger paper. I just wanted to try that out and see how it works. So I made two pockets with that will hold two of our cards. And that leaves you journaling space on the back of your cards. So, and I just printed a neutral on the back of that. And on the back of this one also, unfortunately, my printer decided to create lines there, but that's okay. It's still usable. And then on the back here, I have a pocket, and I used one of the cards here to create part of that pocket along with the ledger paper. And then I just used a couple of pieces of the ephemera kit in there to make, again, some journaling tags. And they are printed. That one was printed with the neutral. That one I didn't, but that's all right. You can still write on that. You could also, if you want it to remain consistent with color, you could take and glue on any tea stain dyed paper that you have. And then I use some of the ephemera pieces to embellish it. And then when you open the inside here, we have two pockets used for holding little goodies. So I've got a butterfly in one and a little label in one. And I cut apart one of the cards to make two pockets with. And I cut up a card here to create this pocket to hold the journaling card. And then we have two flaps here. And on the inside, I embellished those. You could leave them blank or add one of the new lined cards that you could use for journaling. And then in the center here, I took another card and created a pocket from it and added another card to journal on. And so it's really a simple, quick little thing. It could be a standalone, or you could add it in a pocket of your journal. And then instead of using a ribbon or a string, I decided to make a belly band. And so I just took the cardstock that I started out with, cut a 1-inch strip. I embellished it with some of the ledger paper and the green add-on kit. So let's go ahead and we'll slip that back on. Now I will say it's easier if you take the items out of your pocket in to slip that on, because they want to get caught on that, unfortunately. But you just slip that on. You could slip it on from the bottom too, might actually be easier. And I'm just going to add my cards back in here. You can kind of see where I didn't finish that. I need to finish that. But I was just experimenting with that belly band and I really liked it. So, all right, let's get started here. I tried to do some pre-cutting and folding and a little bit of the inking so that you didn't have to watch me do all that. But I will tell you that this is a piece of cardstock, 80-pound weight. It is the 8.5 by 11, and I just cut it, left the whole 11-inch and cut it at 5 inches. So it's 5 by 11. And then I just took it, and to the best of my ability, I centered these, and then I just creased them so that I have the little front. Now, you may want to take, if you like rounded corners, and round your corners. So I'm going to do that real quick. I do like rounded corners. I think it just makes it look finished. Well, that one's not wanting to punch right. Try one more time here. There we go. All right, so we've got the rounded corners there. And then I took a piece of paper from a previous kit that matched with this one. I folded it in half. I cut off the white edges because my printer does not print borderless. So I cut off my white edges and I folded that in half. And then I am going to wrap that around, and it will not fit the complete way around, but that is okay. I like that. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Now, you see I have a lot of paper showing here. You can either ink that, you can flip this over and see what it looks like the opposite way, which we might do here. See if we like that better. Yeah, I think that's better. So we'll go with that, and I'm going to adjust that a little bit. And then just recrease that where I want it. There we go. All right. And then before we glue this on, we're going to cut a hole in the back here. So I'm going to attempt with my paper punch. We'll see. This paper punch sometimes wants to work and sometimes does not want to work. But we're going to try. And I'm going to try the best I can to get that in the center of that. There we go. Yeah, that was loud. I'm not sure what happened to that. I used it one day and then it just started not wanting to work right. So it may need sharpened. All right, so I'm going to real quickly just ink that. And I forgot to pre-ink around this paper, so I'm going to do that real quick. That just helps kind of cover up some of the white edges and gives it a little more vintage look, if you like the vintage distressed look. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to come back. Now this pocket on the back of this one is going to be taller. That's all right. That's the fun part about making these, is you can make them a little different each time. Okay, now I also want to fold down these flaps in the front. But what I'm going to do so my paper doesn't separate as much is I'm just going to put a little glue here and glue these together. We'll give that just a minute to dry. It won't take it long. And we'll maybe take a little ink here to help cover up some of those white spots that you see there. All right. So we're going to have this here. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue in the crease. So, and I'm just leaving my piece here so that you can see right where your crease is at. Okay. And then I'm going to slide that up and put a little glue down here at the bottom for our pocket on the back. Okay. And then we'll just set this right back in there. Line it up the best we can. There we go. And then we're going to fold these pieces over. Try to line them up as well. There we go. All right. These on the front, let's see, I'm trying to remember how I did those. I don't think I glued them at all down. Maybe just in the crease, I think is what I did. So I'm going to add just a little bit more glue here. All right, and then I took these and I folded them down. I'll go ahead and ink there a little bit. And you could leave these open and create like a little tuck spot, but I decided to just glue mine to help with the stability. So I'm going to glue those down. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. And that's pretty easy to do. Now my little part right there is wanting to pop open. You could use that as a pocket if you want to, but I don't want to. I think I did glue down. Did I glue down the bottom of those? We're going to glue down the bottom because those are a little too flappy. My other one with the other paper folded over. So we'll just glue down the bottom flap here. There we go. And I'm going to glue the little opening here. Again, if you wanted to make that a little pocket for a tiny tag, you could do that. All right. So there we've got the base of our little folio here, our pocket folio. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little glue here to glue that together. You could cut that paper if you want in half, you know, so that you wouldn't have those extra areas to glue. But I like it for, it helps with the making it just a little bit thicker so that it will be sturdier. All right, so what do we want to do? I want to do a few things here just to embellish the front. So I did ink a lot of these, so that way you don't have to sit here and watch me ink. So we're going to add this here just as a back. All right. You could push it in a little bit more if you don't like seeing the edge out there, but I kind of like that. And then I have this circle here. And I think I'm going to add it down here. Along with the word. Kind of like a little ticket. So there we go. So there's one side decorated. And let's see, what can we do for the other side? I'm thinking we'll probably have to trim that up. But I was thinking about maybe using a little bit of the music paper here. And let's see, I'm trying to decide if my music paper is right side up or upside down, but the letters are this direction, so we'll go with that. And let me grab my scissors here. And we'll trim this up. There we go. Let's add a little bit of ink. And let's see, let's put that up here. And then I'm thinking about putting a number here or possibly there. No, I think I like it better here. All right, so let's glue this on. I can't believe the month of September is almost gone. Seems like September has gone by very quickly. All right, and let's see. I think we need a butterfly for there. Let's find us a butterfly. Oh, I like that one right there. No need to look any further. All right. So let's glue on our butterfly. There you go. There's our front. And let's see. We'll, as we go along here, we'll grab some different cards, but I'm just going to put these in now so you can kind of see what they look like in there. And we can certainly switch them around if we want a different one. All right, there's our front. Now let's check out our back. What do we want to do with it? I've got some pieces here, and I thought we could maybe add, we may need to get something a little more contrasting than that, but we have a couple of these little note cards, and so I thought I would take the little tab that comes in the kit and add to one of those. You could also, use a scrap and make a little tag with it, but this one comes along with the kit. I like that. We've also got this one. I think we'll have to check and see if it fits here. I think it'll work. We'll just have to trim it just a little. So let's just add a little bit of glue here and some across the back. We would try to center that. There we go. And then you can just cut off these extra edges here. There we go. There's our 2 cards to fit in the pocket. And let's see, what could we add to the front of here? Oh, that's right. We need to add one of our cards here. So I really like that one. That one stands out. So let's add this one. And I'm going to leave the top of this open so it'll create another pocket. So I'm going to put it down just a little bit lower. All right. And then you can add like ephemera pieces in it. Let's see if I've got another tall one here that we could use. Here's one maybe we could use in there. There we go. All right, so we've got our back and our front done. Next, we need to move to the inside. And in here, I want to add a couple of pockets. So let's see, let's look at our cards here. And let's see, I want to keep this one for here. But I want to find a couple pockets that would look good. One that we could cut in half and that would look neat as a pocket. What about this one? We could cut it right there in the center of it. Okay. And let's see, we just need to decide. I want to keep, trying to keep some of the words on both of them. But if we put a little chump in them, a little pole, we'll just keep it ever so small. Just enough that you see it there. Now this one, it's probably going to cut a little bit of it. There we go. All right. And then we just need to decide which one is going to be which. I think since this one has the straight corners down here, I'll make this the bottom one. There we go. You could also, if you want more than just the craft paper there, you could use some of your paper to add to the inside there to make a border. And I'm going to put this one down just a little bit lower so that we can add something to that. All right, there we go. Let's see, we're going to create a little hole in this one. There we go. I need to get a punch just a little bit bigger so I can make that opening just a little bit bigger. My other punch, I think, is too big. It would have made too big of a hole. All right. There we go. And we'll let that dry for a moment. And let's see, we need to add some type of pocket on this side. So let's pick out another card here. I'm thinking maybe this one. And we can kind of cut it at an angle. Just start in the corner. And I'm just going to make it a straight angle there. All right. And we're going to add that right there. There we go, another pocket. Now we're going to add our flaps. And these are, let me measure again real quick. These are 4 inches long by 3 wide, and then I scored a 1/4 of an inch. And you just have to decide which one you want to go on which side and fold down accordingly. And I just centered them because I didn't make them the full length of the folio. I didn't make them 5 inches, so, you know, try to get them at 1/2 inch on each side. And you need to put them just on the inside of that crease so that they will stay down. All right, we'll go ahead and do this one. Same thing, fold it over, add your glue, and then you kind of want to line them up about 1/2 inch on the inside of that crease. You could definitely measure them out if you want to. I like to just eyeball them. All right, there's our little inside flaps. And we're just going to add a couple cards to the inside. And these actually ended up being a little bit bigger than the one on my other one. But that's okay. Now you could leave the top of these open as a pocket or the side as a side tuck. But I just want to use these as decorations on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue them down. I did round the corners on the cardstock because I wanted it to match the same lines. So just gives it a softer appearance too. All right, so I'm going to try to line up my cards so they look even with each other. And there we go. All right, and so all we have left to decorate is the inside of the inside, the inside of the inside. All right, so let's see, do we still have, we've got cards on the front. So I'm going to use some of the fussy cuts, the little ephemera pieces to decorate the inside. I punched a few holes out of my ledger paper. I thought that was kind of neat. So I may do something like that. You could leave these pages, again, you could leave them empty and put some of the new lined papers in here and give yourself more room to journal. If you're using it more as just a decorative item like I am, then I would just embellish it with all the green pieces from the add-on kit. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. You can see that punch was part of an envelope. I think I'm just going to go right there, and we're going to find a word or a label to add to that, or a number. Well, let's do the number. That looks really good. All right, and let's see, what do we want to do on this side? We've got another circle here, a ticket, and I'd like to use one of the butterflies. These butterflies are really pretty. So let me set some of this over here, and let's figure out how we want to do this. Do we want to do the ticket in the center and the butterfly flying? Or we can do the butterfly in the center and have the ticket down here. Yeah, I think I like that. So let's glue our butterfly on. I'm going to put him at just a little bit of an angle. It looks like he's flying. There we go. And I just love green. It's such a calming and smooth color. Soothing color is what I was trying to say. There we go. All right. So what do we want to do here? Well, we've got some florals in this kit too. Maybe we should add those. We've got butterflies. We also have a dragonfly, which I love. We could do something with him. Oh, I think that looks good there. Let's do that. There we go. Now these pieces you may want to make sure they're glued down well so they don't interfere with you sliding cards or little tags or whatever in and out of your pockets. So there we go. And we could definitely add another journaling card here. And let's see, do we have something we can make a tab on the top of that with? What about this music piece of note scrap that we had left over? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so a little bit of glue on each side. And we're just barely going to put it at the top so that you can still see the words. And there we go. So we've got our inside. Let's see, what can we add here? We'll just add a little something there. We've got a couple little pieces of ephemera we can add in there. You could definitely add some tags if you have some tags. And let's see, what can we add over here? We can, again, add some little pops of color with our ephemera. Let's see, we need a butterfly. Where's another butterfly? Here we go, if I can get my fingers on it. And we can just load up our pockets with little tickets, tags, and ephemera pieces. All right, So we're going to close that. We've got our cards here on the outside, and we've got our cards and decorations back here on the back side. Now we need a way to keep this closed. So what I did was I took more of the cardstock paper, because I had some left over, and I cut a 1-inch strip. Now, by itself, it was not quite enough to go around it, so I added a piece right here. And then I took some paper that I had from one of the previous kits, and I cut it at a 1/2 inch. You wouldn't have to cut it at all. I mean, you wouldn't have to add anything at all, but I just like to do a little extra sometimes. And I like to be able to see the border of things, so that's why I cut that smaller, but you could definitely just cut a piece of, you know, printed cardstock and use that. And this is probably going to be too long. I didn't need to put all that glue on there, but we'll pull off the piece we don't need here. There we go. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to cut a piece of this anyway. I'll just fold that around so I don't have that sticky glue sitting everywhere. And next what we're going to do is we are going to fit this around. And figure out where it's going to cross and where we want to cut it at. So, and you don't even actually have to cut it if you like it this length. You know, then just glue it down. Now you do want to give yourself just a smidge of room so it can have room to expand if you want to add things to it. So I don't actually think I need to cut it. So I'm just going to glue this. If you don't like the bulkiness though, by all means do cut it. And there's our belly band. And let's add just a couple. Let's find a butterfly here or a label. We've got that one. Or I was thinking we've got the really bright ones. Let's see if we've got a bigger size than a bright one. I think I may have used it already. I did. So I think we will just go with this butterfly right here. Whoops. And I'm just going to do a little bit of glue at first so I can kind of figure out where the glue needs to be. We'll take that off there so we don't get any extra glue in places we don't need it. All right, there we go. And then now I can add in glue where it's needed. That's glued down pretty good there. All right, there we go. And then all you have to do is from the top or the bottom, slide your belly band back on. And there you go. Put a little dab of glue here. All right. And there is your little Flap Pocket Folio. And it was fun to make. It's easy to make. It looks beautiful with any kit that you use. You can slide it in a pocket. You can give it, you know, just as itself for a fun little swap or something, or you know, just something you want to give to a friend. Make it personal, you know. It's just a fun little project. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have the rest of your day is wonderful, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.